Welcome back, everyone. I am so excited to be with you today. We are jumping right into our explainer, and I've got to tell you, we have a truly inspiring business case study lined up. We're looking at a story titled Nothing is Free, which follows the incredible journey of a young man named Leo. Let's not waste a single second and get right into the narrative. Okay, so let's dive into this. Have you ever actually stopped to ask yourself, what does it really cost to make a dream come true? I mean, we all have personal ambitions, right? Those massive goals we want to achieve in life. But taking that very first step from just an abstract idea in your head to a concrete reality, let's be real, that is usually the hardest part. As we explore Leo's journey today, I want you to keep your own dreams and ambitions firmly in mind.
This brings us right to Chapter 1 of our journey today, the price of a dream, starting with nothing. Our source material introduces us to Leo. Picture this. He's a 20-year-old guy living in a small, quiet town surrounded by mountains. His family was really struggling financially. His father, Mark, was a mechanic, and his mother, Claire, cleaned houses literally just to make ends meet. He also had a 10-year-old sister, Sophie, who absolutely looked up to him as her hero. Leo desperately wanted to give his family a better life. His massive, ultimate goal? To own a chain of restaurants and become a highly successful entrepreneur. But his current assets to make that dream happen? Zero. Nothing. It's a stark, intimidating reality that so many ambitious people face right at the very beginning. How exactly do you build an empire when your pockets are completely empty?
Well, the turning point for our protagonist came from a piece of sage advice from his dad, Mark. He told him, "Dreams are not free. If you want something, you have to fight for it. Start with what you have, even if it's small." That right there, that is the philosophical anchor of this entire explainer. Those earnest words sparked Leo's initial business idea. He noticed that folks in his town loved fresh bread but had to travel incredibly far to a bakery just to get it. So he made a decision. He would start selling fresh bread locally.
But here's the catch. Without a single dollar to his name, how do you even get inventory? Leo took a huge chance. He approached a grumpy old baker named Mr. Anderson with a super bold deal. He basically said, "Give me the bread on credit, I'll go sell it, return your money, and just keep a tiny profit for myself." Naturally, Mr. Anderson was highly skeptical of this kid, but Leo was relentless. Eventually, the baker caved and gave him a high-stakes microloan. The time frame? Exactly 1 week. He had 1 week to prove himself, or he was told to never bother coming back. The clock was officially ticking.
Let's move straight into our next phase of the explainer, learning the craft, the daily hustle.
Now Leo had to actually turn this fragile opportunity into a reality, and his daily routine was absolutely brutal. We're talking waking up at 4 a.m., walking miles to the bakery, transporting the bread all the way back to his town, and selling it with just pure passion and energy. He even offered free samples to hesitant customers just to win their trust. And true to his word, he repaid that loan every single evening to Mr. Anderson. His determination wasn't just cheap talk. He executed this day in and day out. In fact, after 2 full months of this exact routine, he earned enough profit to finally buy a small transport cart to scale up his local delivery.
Now, the crucial point in any business is knowing exactly when it is time to level up. One day, a customer casually suggested something that forced a classic entrepreneurial crossroad. Why not bake the bread himself? This pivot meant way more profit, but it also meant significantly more risk. I mean, he had never baked a single thing in his life. If he failed at this, he could lose the entire loyal customer base he had just broken his back to build.
But listen to his mindset shift here. He realized, if I want to succeed, I must take risks and learn. It's a total game changer. Leo convinced a very reluctant Mr. Anderson to teach him, promising to help out the old man's business once he succeeded. This new path meant waking up even earlier, at 3 a.m. He faced ruined batches of dough, sore hands from all that kneading, and moments of total, crushing defeat where he just wanted to throw in the towel. But he remembered his father's words. He kept practicing, and after 2 weeks of this intense apprenticeship, he finally mastered the craft and confidently opened his own operation, Leo's Fresh Bakes.
Of course, no business journey is complete without some serious external threats. And that brings us to our next section, adapting to competition. Eric versus Leo.
Just as Leo was really finding his footing and expanding his menu into cookies and pastries, a well-funded competitor named Eric rolled into town. Eric had the whole shebang, a massive, fancy shop, colorful signs, beautiful cake designs. Leo's sales immediately started dropping, and you can imagine the fear that set in.
But instead of panicking, Leo went to work. He actively asked his customers for feedback, he dipped into his savings to paint and upgrade his humble cart, he offered free samples of his new pastries. Get this, he even went to the local library to watch videos on cake decoration so he could level up his own skills. He adapted, and slowly but surely, his loyal customers returned. It just proves that resourcefulness and pure grit can genuinely compete with deep pockets. Over the next few months, Leo actually saved enough to finally rent a small, welcoming shop for his family to run. But as we transition to this next section, things take a very dark turn. Rising from the ashes, the fire. The absolute most intense moment of our narrative happened on a stormy night. As Leo was closing up the shop, he noticed smoke. A fire had started right near the oven. While he managed to stop the flames with water, much of his hard-earned equipment was completely ruined. After all that relentless 3 a.m. work, he was left standing in the ashes, totally heartbroken. He calculated his savings and realized he didn't even have enough to replace what was damaged. Devastated, he went to a now-retired Mr. Anderson for advice. The old baker looked at him and said, "You've taught yourself that nothing is free. Believe in yourself and people will believe in you too." And wow, was that the crucial push Leo needed. It snapped him right out of his heartbreak and pushed him to start rebuilding immediately, baking with whatever little equipment he had left at his house.
You can really see how this momentum builds. After the fire, rather than just giving up, Leo asked for advice. He started baking at home again and promised his customers he absolutely would not let them down. And because of this incredible resilience, the community rallied around him. The townspeople admired his courage so much that they actually donated ingredients, small amounts of cash, and even their physical time to help clean and repair his shop. It proves a really profound point. People actively want to help someone who is helping themselves. And this massive community effort, it all led to a wildly successful grand reopening.
This incredible journey gives us the perfect opportunity to synthesize everything we've learned today. Let's look at the 4 rules of success, the blueprint.
At his grand reopening, the town's mayor publicly praised Leo's unbelievable determination, and it perfectly highlights the 4 pillars of his success. Number 1, dreams require hard work and sacrifice. They are literally never just handed to you. Number 2, failure is not the end of the road. It's merely a chance to learn and grow stronger. Number 3, help yourself first. As we saw with the fire, when people see your genuine effort, they naturally want to support you. And number 4, never give up. Because as Leo showed us, the darkest moments are very often right before a major breakthrough.
Leo didn't just build a bakery. He built a life full of purpose, respect, and pride for his family. And that brings us to our final thought for today. The title of this explainer and the harsh truth of reality is that nothing is free. So the question is, what are you willing to earn? Whatever your personal dream is, don't stop chasing it. Everything must be earned, but if you're willing to put in the work, absolutely everything is possible. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.